Hi everybody, it's Mentor Julie, and let's talk about today's lesson, the Hunger Games. I love this lesson and I love to play the Hunger Games because I still find 80% full one of the most challenging habits for me. So if you're feeling a little bit of a struggle with it right now, it's okay. Remember in Sunday's workshop, KSD even said it took her almost 3 years before she got to master it. So we're just here to practice a little bit better every day. So the first thing we have to do is remember what hunger actually feels like. So this couple of weeks I'm planning to experiment and letting myself get hungry so that I can remember what that sensation is. We have food pushed at us from so many different directions and at so many different occasions and activities that we're almost never in a place where there isn't food available. So hungry is an okay thing to feel because there's always going to be food available for you. Unless you have serious issues with hypoglycemia, you can feel hungry for a while and nothing bad will happen to you other than the fact that you're going to feel hungry. So let's go with that. The other thing to remember is that your stomach is not a very big organ. It's situated about right here in your body, and it will expand to allow the food you eat to fill it. But I like to think of not eating too much because I want room for the food and digestive juices to move around so that they break down properly, which helps you avoid feeling bloated and lethargic and gassy after a meal. And speaking of which, if you are feeling rumbling actually there in your actual stomach, then that's probably a sign that you're hungry. But if you feel the rumbling down a little bit lower in your belly, that's your intestinal tract, and you might have gas. So be careful about differentiating the two. It really took me a while to practice that. I was a member of the Clean Plate Club growing up. I was forced to sit at the table for hours as a little girl because I had to clean my plate or children in some faraway country were going to starve to death. So I remember those days, and even at 53 years old, I still struggle with looking at my plate and having food on it. But one of my favorite sayings I learned from one of my favorite motivational speakers was, it's better to put the food in the garbage can than to be the garbage can. Because either way, it's a waste. So let's look at finding a way to not waste the food, to get the portions back to where they should be. Which this year I'm pulling back out my very, very favorite tool in my 80% arsenal, and that is called the Portions Master Portion Control Plate, or we call it the Skinny Plate. And I got this on Amazon, and what you do is you buy this based on the body weight you want to be. If you have 20 pounds or more to lose, then you probably should step these down more gradually. So you put this over your smaller plate, and these sections are all for different food groups. So here's carbohydrate and protein and vegetables. So you fill those with the corresponding food, and then you take that away, and you have this beautifully full plate because we eat first with our eyes, and it looks great, and you eat, and that's probably going to satisfy you. If not, you can always go back and get seconds. When I first saw this, I said, no way is that going to be enough food for me. But to my great surprise, not only is it enough food, there are often times when it's too much. So maybe that gives you something to start with if you're having a little bit of trouble deciding how to choose your portions. So hopefully that is helpful information to you. Enjoy your practice. Please comment below, share stories, let's share successes. We're all going through this together, and I hope to hear from you soon.